Hello, Ranger Nation. This is Josh Masonheimer sitting alongside Todd Jones after an exciting win Friday night.
Man, that was just great, wasn't it?
That was a good one. If you didn't catch it, you know we were within 3 minutes and down by 2 touchdowns. And man, if you were shameful enough to turn us off, you missed a heck of a game.
I tell you what, the ending of that game was it was short of a miracle, and any Greenwood fan that got out of that stadium without being arrested for larceny got kind of lucky because we stole that game there at the end from Andrews. So.
That's it.
A lot of good stuff there. Today, though, Josh, we do have some good stuff coming here. We've got a couple of senior band drumline members from our Greenwood Band of the Week. Caleb Hightower and Elena Bentley are going to be here with us. We've got, for football, Dylan Payton and Peyton Rahman are going to sit down and talk with us a little bit, and then we're going to wrap everything up with head football coach Brian Hill. So stop talking about how Jerry Jones is messing up the Cowboys, because it's Ranger Rundown time.
And welcome back live with the Ranger Rundown at Rooster's Backyard. Now sitting to our left is Caleb Hightower and Elena Bentley. Appreciate you coming in.
Of course.
They're both senior band members and on the heels of winning the First Alert Band of the Week, right?
Yes.
So go for it, buddy.
How'd that feel? How'd you guys feel about winning that?
It's pretty cool because usually we lose against Andrews, but it was nice to finally get it back at them, and especially how we won at the game too.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, it was good.
Getting
Caleb,
that double
how about
win
you, Caleb?
Felt great. Winning on top of Andrew's band and then their football team.
Awesome.
That's what's up.
So hey guys, what instrument do you guys play?
I play the bass drum in the drum line.
Okay.
Yeah, we were both bass drums. She's the smallest and I'm the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So what's your favorite instrument?
Definitely the bass drum. That's where it's at.
Honestly, I think the tenor drums, the quad ones, they're really cool, and it takes a lot of effort to play them, but I think they're really cool.
Do you guys play anything else?
We
I
play,
mean, like outside of drumline, maybe?
no, but in drumline you play a lot of things. You can play the marimba, the vibes, just a bunch of little tiny instruments. It's like very wide spectrum.
See, Todd, I was thinking they were going to say that one of them plays the piano, but they can't wheel it out on the field or something. But
Oh, we wish.
We do have a piano, but it's like a synth, and it makes like background noises or like just like sound effects, really. For the
Okay.
show.
there you go.
I was kind of open for the cowbell. You know,
We
you
do
can always
have
use
one
more
of those.
cowbell, right?
They will not let you play the cowbell, no matter how many times you ask. How does the band prepare for each marching season?
We start out in the summer. We have 2 weeks of band camp, one starting in the end of July and then right before school starts. And then we have Monday night bands, which are 2 hours starting at 7 o'clock to 9 p.m. And then each section gets their own time, or an hour throughout the week, depending on availability.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So you guys, being both on the drum line, y'all kind of get stuck together and.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
Me and Caleb, we're basically in the same little section, so we're both leaders of that group. So me and him may butt heads here and there, but we always figure it out.
All
we
right.
make it in the end.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys have probably been a part of several different routines and things like that over the course of the last 4 years.
Yes.
What do you like? What do each one of y'all? What do y'all like most about this year's routine?
Me personally, I like how the music's kind of more challenging this year than it was last year, and it's given us like a push in the right direction to get better at what we're doing, and just the entire band in general is getting a lot better. I really like the visuals that we do, so it's like a little bit of dancing here and there. It's you look silly, but if you don't feel silly, you're not doing it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to do the same thing. I like the visuals, and This year, the parts are really challenging, which is, like she said, is pushing us in the right direction. I also like in the music that each section gets their own little spotlight, and there's some really cool solos for the drum major. One of our drum majors comes down and does a solo with the rest of them, and it's really fun.
All right.
We do a little dancing in the booth every once in a while too on big plays. So
Quite a lot.
I get you. Yeah,
Friday night,
that's my most
Yeah.
fun part. Tell us a little bit how regional and state competitions work.
So we start by going to a UIL competition when was that? I can't remember when, but
So that's already happened? Or
not yet.
Not
Not yet. Okay.
It comes in late October, I want to
maybe.
say.
Okay.
And then after that, we go to area, which is only the people that made a first division at region. And then after area, the first 29 bands, if everyone gets a 1, they advance to the next tier. And then after that, it's the top 7 bands go to state, which,
And then if you get a Division I at state,
It's kind of like,
or do they rank y'all at state? Do they say
I-
this is the best band?
I think they rank it like first, second, or third, I believe.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong.
So when y'all talk about you have to get a Division I, what are some of the things that the judges are looking for and critiquing you guys on?
So they're mainly looking at if we're together. So there's usually a music judge, a handful of music judges, and a handful of marching judges. So the marching judges will look at if our feet are in time, like all of our feet look the exact same, if everyone's shoulders are facing forward. Just specifically like nitpicking at like little things in our marching. And then there's the music judges that judge us on our music and our playing. If say like on our bass line, there's like 5 of us playing split music. If someone drops out, they're gonna kind of like look at that and see like, oh, we're gonna deduct points for that. Or
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay. So how has the band done in the past, for those that might not be aware, and what is the goal that y'all have this year?
Last year, we actually got to go to Bands of America, which was pretty cool, and we got
9th out of like 14.
But we got to play in the.
We got the honorary award,
So
and
we-
we got to play at the end.
We got to we didn't get to move to the next round, but we got to play as an honorary mention there, which is pretty cool. I remember in 2016 it was we made it to
2016.
state. Was for UIL.
How long have you been in high school?
I've been for 4 years.
Well, you were thinking, go
That
back to
was a trick
16.
question.
20. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It's because there's like a big banner of the
Okay.
2016 band in the cafeteria at school.
Yeah.
That's how I remember.
And make sure
Okay.
not to forget that.
Just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure you still weren't in band from 2016.
So before I ask each of you guys your favorite band memory, I'm going to tell you mine. In high school, they used to always drumline used to always warm up and do their cadence underneath the
Yeah.
stands, and stands start shaking, and that always kind of gets me pumped up. But each of you guys, what's your favorite band memory so far?
Do you want to go first?
Me specifically, it was this past May. We went on a trip to Disney. We saved up across the whole last year, and we took a trip, and it was super fun. We got to all have just enjoy time in Florida, and we had our own little games going along. We'd clip each other with these little clips we got on our lanyards.
Yes. It was just like to see how many clips you could get on someone before them noticing.
Yeah.
We still do it to our band director,
director.
Mr. Miller.
All right. How about you, Elena?
I think my favorite memory by far was my freshman year. We got to do this thing called Indoor, and it's like basically the drumline gets to have their own little marching show on the gym floor. And we stopped doing it because the circuit sold that we competed in. But my favorite thing was when we got to play at the elementary school, and everyone from Greenwood would come out and watch us. And it was just like such a surreal moment of like, oh, these are the people who are supporting us, and these are the people who are pushing us to be better. And it was just amazing. I miss it so much.
So how important is the drum line to the band overall?
I would say we're pretty important, but not to like toot my own horn.
Well, doesn't the drum line make the marching band?
We just missed a band joke right there. To your own horn, they're on the drum line.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Come on, Todd.
Man, I tell you what, it's been one of those days for me.
But I will say one thing I've been told my whole drumline career was that the drumline is the heartbeat of the band, and
Sure.
we keep everything going. We keep tempo. So if we're rushing, everyone else is rushing. If we're slowing it down, everyone else is slowing it down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So here's a question: when you guys practice on asphalt, is that hotter than the field? Like when?
Yes.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, I
would
kind of
say
figured it
so.
would.
I
but-
Yeah.
always make the dumb decision of wearing my black Converse on that asphalt, and so you can feel the asphalt heating up underneath your feet.
Yeah, towards the end, you
hot.
can definitely feel it in your feet how
Yeah.
hot it is.
Gotcha.
All right, you guys ready for some rapid fire questions?
Sure.
Let's get it.
All right, here we go. Elena, you answer first. Caleb, you get to go next, right?
Okay.
Your favorite musician or group?
My favorite musician is Tyler the Creator. He's honestly so cool.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Metallica.
Oh, good answer. All right, favorite food?
My dad's spaghetti that he makes,
Okay.
top tier.
Oh, no. I'm going to go with
Your
let's
mom's
just go-
ravioli?
yeah, my mom's ravioli.
Okay. All right, mom's ravioli. Always good to go with mom. All right, if you guys weren't in percussion, would you be brass or woodwind?
Brass.
I'd be a brass.
Brass.
All right.
I'd go for that trombone.
Ocean or lake?
Lake.
Ocean.
All
I
right.
love the beach.
Which one do you like better, marching or concert season?
Marching.
Marching season.
Marching
Marching
season is way
season.
more fun.
Because you
All
get
right.
to see great football games,
Yes.
Exactly. Get all the hype.
Amazing.
like Andrews.
The big crowd right there cheering you on and everything?
Yes.
Right? All
Yep.
right.
All right, we appreciate you guys coming in. That's all we've got for you. And, up next, we'll be talking with Dylan Payton and Peyton Rahman on the Ranger Rundown live at Rooster's Backyard.
Thank you very much.
Back to the Fortnite days.
And welcome back to Rooster's Backyard. Now we've got Dylan Payton, Peyton Rahman. Man, good football game. Let's get into it.
So
Welcome.
Y'all don't be excited at all. For
Yeah, I
being
know. Dylan's just sitting there smiling.
here. So Dylan, junior receiver this year, and Peyton, senior tight end, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Dylan, let's start off with you, and give us your thoughts on the game Friday night.
I thought we played really well. We played good together, and I mean, we were down at points, but we all worked together and got where we needed to be in the end.
Okay.
Walk us the discussion on the onside kick and then the execution that went along with that. Try to win the ball game, I guess. If that's not successful, we don't have an opportunity. So
Yes, sir. The onside, he told me to read the middle guy and then choose which side I wanted, and he told me to go to the left, and then I got up there, and he was screaming on the sideline, kick it to the right, but I didn't hear that, so I just kicked it to the left.
he told you to make a read and then told you what to do.
He told me to kick it to the
That's-
left, and
that's
then
good
screamed at me to
leadership right
kick it to
there,
the right,
Coach.
and I was like, oh, I'm just going to kick it left. So, I mean, it worked out in the end. So.
Yeah, I did.
Did you have that water boy moment of looking down the line to seeing which one you were going to kick it at?
I did. I was like, he can't catch, so I just kicked at his head.
All right. So, what was going through your mind before, during, and after that winning extra point?
Before, I don't know. I mean, we practiced that every day, so it wasn't too nerve-wracking or anything. I mean, after I was just happy we won and celebrating with all my teammates and the coaches and everything.
Yeah, we were really calm in the booth too.
Oh yeah.
The coaches next to us were also very calm in the booth. Dylan, when you see a cornerback lineup man, what goes through your mind? I'm assuming you're going to size him up and think,
Well, that's fake ball.
he can't catch because he's on defense, and secondly, he's probably not fast enough. But
Usually just whatever the coaches call, but I mean, my favorite would probably just be a go ball, or if they're manned up, just quick release and then for the end zone. So,
Do you ever look at him and say, yeah, you're not going to keep up?
well, that kid I knew, he was pretty fast, but he was cramping up, so I knew that we were going to get that touchdown.
See, all the defense just cramps up.
I tell you what, I got to give a shout out to Coach Hill and our coaching staff because, man, our guys get out there and they are in shape. We don't suffer cramps, anything like that. So you guys must really be working hard and drinking
Yes,
water
sir.
the day before. So
Hydration department is on point, right?
So let's switch a little bit over here, and Peyton, give you a chance to kind of talk a little bit. Your first time on the rundown. Are you excited to be here?
Yes, sir.
All right, good to hear it.
Well, here we go. You made the jump from defensive end to tight end. How's that transition going, and what's the biggest difference preparing for each of those roles?
Transition's been good. Coach Martin still gives me a hard time about playing less defense, but they're both real physical positions, so it correlates that way. But tight end's a lot more complicated, and like you have to know how to run routes and block. You're expected to do it all, not just one or the other. So
Okay.
Expected to do it all perfectly.
So are you saying that defensive ends are only expected to do like one thing?
it's a lot easier.
Is it one? It's
I'd
a lot
say
easier.
so.
Well, they say that tight end is right before quarterback as far as hardest positions to play. So,
You just made that up.
I did make that up. What aspects of each of those positions do you like best?
Definitely the physical nature. On defense, I like getting to the quarterback. That's my favorite part. And offense, I like making blocks and setting up plays for my teammates and making big plays myself too if I get the chance.
And you did get the chance. We'll talk about that in just a second.
Peyton, what's going through your head after after a successful onside kick? There's 1 second left in the game. It's fourth down, 4th and 5 to the goal. What's going through your head when you get the play call? Is that designed especially for you?
Yeah, that look was designed for the tight end throwback, so the tight end slips out, and it's been wide open every time we run it. So I was
Would
confident
it
in that.
surprise you if I called that play after the 3rd down? We're gonna have to
No.
watch the replay. I called it. I called it, Coach. Just letting you know. It's a great decision.
Peyton, walk us through that play. Everyone watched it, but the way that play is kind of designed is everyone's watching one direction, and then all of a sudden the ball's thrown to somebody else. So walk us through a little bit about getting set up and how that play works and what you do on it.
So we come out, it starts off as a hard count, and then once he gets the hard count, we see no one jumped or anything. We look back, we get the signal, and he called that play. So we knew that the wide receiver comes in motion, and he comes back, it brings the attention back to that right side, and they're all doing their stuff over there, and I start off on a block for like 1 or 2 counts, and I slip out to the flat, and it's been wide open every time.
Any fear when the ball was in the air coming towards you?
No.
No, you knew you had it.
Yeah, Lincoln threw me a great ball.
All right, and you were wide open.
No,
So
no fear. Dylan, did you mean to slip when you cut back?
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
I was just trying
because
to-
it took like an extra, quarter second.
They were all looking at
And,
me.
and
I was
everybody's
getting
like,
Peyton
"Oh, he
open
fell
over
down.
there.
Oh, we should block him." And I mean, yeah, that was great. Peyton, back to you. Who might you consider a role model?
Oh, my dad's definitely my biggest role model. He just showed me how to be a great man and a great Christian man and godly man. And I just always look up to him. He's always been there for me.
that's a good answer. Dylan,
I like
how about you?
I would say also my dad. I mean, he's always there when I need him to be, and he's a great Christian man, and he's always just there when I need him. So.
Yeah, I think you guys both have great role models, right? Man, it was so much fun watching y'all play on Friday night and seeing the excitement on the field. And Josh and I have watched you guys the last couple of years as sophomores. Well, not you, but you as a sophomore, you as a junior.
So-
Last year and battling through, learning new systems and things like that, and not having as much success as you wanted last year, but to see the joy that you guys had from the booth on Friday night, it was just amazing. And I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so excited to see what you guys are going to be able to pull out against Shallow Water Friday night at home. And it was just great stuff.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. The last 3 minutes of that game is one of those things that you'll probably never forget as one of the greatest game endings in high school football that I've seen. So It's a good one for sure.
Yeah, my Apple Watch was beeping saying my heart was way over the limit it's supposed to be. So
Almost had to carry you out.
you guys it was so exciting. Yeah, I got a text from some people saying, you need help getting out of the booth. So it was such a great night. Okay, you guys ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Peyton, you first. Dylan, you follow up. Favorite class at school?
Math,
Math as well.
Math. All right. Favorite music?
country,
Country or rock, but probably country.
Okay. Which one would you rather play, offense or defense?
gotta say offense.
Offense.
Offense. What coach was most excited Friday night?
Coach Hill.
Coach Hill.
Yeah, definitely Coach Hill.
I've got to say that on that last play, I look up and see a coach streaking down the sideline, down the sideline, onto the field. And I'm just sitting there going, we're going to get a penalty for that. And didn't realize who it was, but apparently, it's not like he could get mad at himself, right? So when you're the head guy, you can go as far on the field as you want to. That was awesome. Great stuff.
We'll do our best to maintain the last names as we're calling the games. We kind of had some trouble the first game, but between the Peyton and no, it's not Peyton, it's Rahman, and it's just we'll do better, promise.
Well, guys, we appreciate you coming in, spending a little bit of time with us on the rundown tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right, stick with us. We still have head football coach Brian Hill coming up to the plate. And welcome back to the Ranger Rundown live from Rooster's backyard. We're going to wrap it up tonight with Coach Hill as always. Coach, great game.
Good to be here.
Roller coaster.
A whole lot better than it was last week.
Yeah.
A whole lot better.
We
Friday night was a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. So was Saturday and Sunday and today.
Did you play the lottery this weekend?
I need to.
That's
When's the drawing?
We were talking before the onside. It's like this is maybe a 1 in 100 chance. For us in the last 9 years of calling games and doing this, we don't see it very often.
Yeah.
It just everything just played out right in our favor.
Just like we drew it up.
Yeah.
Just like we
Execution
drew it
was
up.
When they got the
was
2-point
flawless.
conversion, it was right where you wanted
That's
them,
exactly
right?
right. Had them right where we wanted them. To the second.
Man, that was awesome, Coach.
Let's jump in the highlights.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's quit talking about it. Let's see it.
Coach Thomas and his crew did a great job. This may be a little extended, but we'll take it because
Let's go.
we ended up on top. But had a lot of really great plays, Friday night, and just really, really excited and proud of the way our kids executed, especially late in the fourth quarter. But, this slot T, golly, it gives everybody problems. And you just have to be so disciplined in your keys and play so hard all night long. This is Lane Wasson, splitting a double team, getting through there, not being denied, ended up getting a third blocker on him and still found a way to get the guy down with both our linebackers in hot pursuit. And the more gang tackles you see, the better you're going to play on defense. And so that was a really, really excellent way to start, against an offense that really gave us a lot of fits last year. But this one right here, Nathaniel Romero, he's really dangerous with the ball in his hands. Most of the time it's, being handed to him, but he's a phenomenal receiver as well. Catches the ball really, really well. And Coach Hernandez dialed up a really good play right there to get him the ball in open space. But our offense did a great job. This is another one that happened just like we drew up.
Right.
We practiced the drop snap, run the screen pass on the outside to get the lead blockers there. And so I think we're going to run it again next week and with the hopefully the same results. But especially in the second half of the season, Lincoln did a great job last year with his feet, and so want to give him those opportunities to run the ball. It really puts pressure on the defense, and even though it wasn't designed, Lincoln made him miss with his feet. So that was a fantastic job there. And Lane Wilhelm, the sophomore, we asked him to start the first game of the season. That's a tall task for anybody, but he's just done a great job. Plays with a high motor, gets off blocks really, really well, and he just does a fantastic job for us, and that was a really great play and a big stop for us, defensively. And then I can't say enough about our linebacker crew, how they've improved over the last year. Dakota Underhill plays just lights out every single week, and him and Landon Butts are quite the dynamic duo from those linebacker positions. They just do a really, really good job. And then, kind of like we say every week, if you put the ball close to Dylan Payton or Cade Rowalt, good things are going to happen. And that was a touchdown, very timely, that we had to have right there. And here's number 4 again. He's kind of our Swiss Army knife. He does a little bit of everything for us. Just a great onside kick, great hustle getting there. Ty Box was involved, and Landon Butts is actually the one that came down with it, but had to have it. You talk about 1 in 100, it's probably not far from the actual percentage of getting those, and we absolutely had to have that. But quarterback run game, it really puts stress on the defense because you're short. You don't have enough to get everybody, defeat all the blocks and get everybody down, and Lincoln really put the play, the game on his shoulders in that clip right there, and did a great job dragging some blockers with him. But I know we just finished talking to the 2 Paytons, but this is all Peyton Rahman right here. Just an excellent, very timely call, great play. I don't know who that coach is on the field, but he needs to get back on the sideline. We'll have to have a staff meeting about that.
I feel like there's a flag there.
But just, and multi-sport guy, great strong hands, does a great job on the basketball court as well. And we're very, very excited to have him right there.
So excited.
Why do we have to keep replaying that? We can put a man on the moon, but we can't cut out the coach on the end in the end zone.
Why do we have a 35-yard extra point, Coach?
I couldn't tell you that either, but we're could it be any more down the middle? I mean, it covers up the upright right there. It was just, nerves of steel from Dylan Payton right there. He does everything for us, and had no doubt that was going to be a good kick if we got the snap and the hold, and Dylan just put it through like ice water through his veins, man. It's just incredible to see how they responded. Down 13 with 3 to go, I don't think there was anybody really that thought we had a realistic chance of coming back except the kids, and they never quit, and one good thing led to another and ended up on top. So
man, there's always
just in the nick of time.
Always a chance, right?
Always a chance.
Coach, what was your message to the team after Andrews went up by those 13 points?
Really the first thing that went through my head was, like, coming out of halftime, we took the wind. Like, we kicked with the wind, and as soon as they went up 13, I thought, man, like, it would be nice to have given them the win in the third quarter and have the wind going back the other way. But I don't think there was really a specific message. We just go to work, do what you're supposed to do. Like, we should score every time we have the ball. We should stop them when we don't have the ball. We should execute on special teams. And credit to the kids. They kind of fell back to the level of their training and executed at a very high level the last 3 minutes and did a great job.
Coach, walk us through kind of the last 4.5 minutes of the game from your perspective.
Golly, we started at the very bottom and ended at the very top. It was incredibly frustrating to watch them go down the field, and that's kind of what the slot tee is designed to do, to just take the wind out of yourselves a little bit. And so, when they punched it in and made it a 2-score game, it was a little bit, it was a little bit of a dagger, but when we got the ball back, and with the help of a couple of unsportsmanlike penalties on their part, and just marched it down the field, and Dylan Payton caught the touchdown. I think that was a 2-play drive, 3-play drive maybe. Knew we had a chance, and then excellent, very well placed onside kick with the bounce, and great hustle from our onside kick team, and then you kind of get a little bit more excited, and we run the ball 3 times in a row and get great gains on all 3 of them, and then try to run the clock down at the very end, and everything kind of worked out, just like we drew it up.
Just like
That's
you drew
it.
it up.
Yeah.
Coach, score is tied at 28, so at least we're going to continue playing football, right, before the 35-yard extra point. But what goes through your mind? Do you settle for, okay, we at least go to overtime, we still have another opportunity, we're still in the fight, or do we go for the lights out kind of what was going through your mind there?
Well, I think there's a little bit of relief knowing that the game's not going to end right there.
Sure.
You know, there's a little bit of we're playing with house money at this point. We've come back from 13 down to tie it up, and you know everything's going to be okay. We've extended the game, and so the chance to kick the extra point, be it from the 3 or from the 18, at that point it was kind of it didn't really matter. We were going to attempt it and try to knock it in, and we had some miscues the week before in the PAT. With the PAT team, and we got all those corrected last week. Kids blocked hard, snap was good. Romero had a great hold, and Dylan just, like I said, fearless. Right down the pipe. Did a great job and
clutch, right?
ended it for us. Yeah, about as clutch as you could get.
Yeah,
did a great job.
That is for sure. Talking with Dylan and Raman, Dylan and Peyton earlier.
See, we did it again.
Yeah, we did it. It's me. It's my fault. Those guys are, cool as cucumbers sitting here next to us, and we're not even in the game, and we're sweating bullets up in the booth, and are a little bit tongue-tied and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's something impressive about the guys that you have there on the field.
Oh, well, to execute in the red zone is enough pressure or stress as it is, and then to do it, with 1 second left on 4th down, I mean, Peyton Rahman does a fantastic job in everything we ask him to do. He's played both defensive end spots, plays tight end. He runs great routes. He blocks like a lineman. He's got great hands, great feet. Works hard in the weight room. Has had a great offseason. I mean, he's an offensive and defensive coach's dream. He does a fantastic job. And then to have a guy like Dylan Payton, who really is the definition of a Swiss Army knife. I mean, he kicks, he punts. He held last year. He's played nickel. He's played safety. He's played receiver. We've got a few packages where he's in the backfield. I mean, he can do pretty much anything on a football field. Those two, we are very, very lucky to have those guys on our team.
So, Coach Hill, what were you most surprised by Friday night?
I don't. That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know if surprise is the right word, but the way we executed in the last 3 minutes, when every single play was basically, as far as the game's concerned, life or death. We had to execute every single time to perfection, and with very few miscues. And I was just really, really proud of our guys. I think we proved it to ourselves that we're never going to be out of a game. No matter the situation, no matter the adversity, we're never going to be out of a game. And to learn that week 3, I think is going to pay huge dividends the last 7 games of the regular season, and then, hopefully into the playoffs. But I was just really, really proud and excited for our kids and all the heartache from the week before, the work they put in last week, that it paid off in the way in which it did. It was pretty special.
Right, yeah.
Coach, what do you do this week to make sure the team is looking forward to Shallow Water this week instead of thinking about Andrews last week?
Yeah, that's what our scouting report meeting was about this morning, was exactly that. A couple of things. It is hard, and a lot of people fall prey to that, playing well after an emotional win. It's hard to get up 2 games in a row, and then on top of that, so that provides some adversity in and of itself. And then on top of that, if you go back and look, teams that win after playing a slot T, that winning percentage isn't very high. It's really not. And
is it because of so much focus you put on the run game, and now the next one has wide receivers, or? Yeah,
I mean, I would assume so. You don't get to practice defensively your traditional defense for a full week. A lot of times, and Andrews is no exception to this, those offenses are extremely physical. A lot of people are beat up after playing a slot T team, and so, it just provides a lot of challenges. And then couple that with the fact that Shallow Water is really, really good. They are really, really talented on offense. They play hard on defense. Their special teams is really, really good. And so it's not one of those games where you can just show up and win. You've got to play well. You've got to play at a high level and execute for all 4 quarters to give yourself a shot. And so the challenges are definitely in front of us. And as a staff, we made no bones about the fact that we're going to have to show up and practice this week and bring our best on Friday night to have a shot.
Yeah, Shallow Water's ranked pretty high in 3A. So this will be our 3rd year in a row to see them, right? What should we expect to see from Shallow Water on Friday night?
They're incredibly multiple on offense. They line up in some pro-style sets. They'll spread the field and go 4 and 5 wide. They hand it off with a lot of success in the run game because their offensive line is so talented. Quarterback's got a great arm, so they can, spread it around to their receivers. Defensively, they don't bring a whole lot of pressure necessarily, but they are very, very sound in what they do. And so we are, last year they returned a kickoff for a touchdown against us, and so they're very talented in the special teams phase as well. And so we, like I said, we're going to have to enjoy the Andrews win, but know that was last week and put that behind us and be ready to rock and roll on Friday night because, like you said, Shallow Water's ranked and they're the real deal.
Yeah.
Coach, when we look at Shallow Water, finish the sentence, we will beat Shallow Water if we.
I think if we are, it's weird to say this, but rebound after a win. There is that tendency to have that kind of emotional letdown after a big, what could be not a program defining, but at least this season defining win. So if you kind of rest on what happened last week, you have the opportunity to get upset, and so
sure.
We stress that in practice. It's always easier to coach hard after a win because you don't have to worry about them getting down on themselves, and so we got after them a lot today, and I think we made it a point to stress the little things, and that's what it's about.
Well, it was. I was talking to my wife after the game and how that game did from Andrews. And he said it was nice to take a game from them and Andrews after they took that game from us in basketball, and Andrews in girls basketball last year. So kind of
No
the
doubt.
same situation. So that was great. So
Absolutely, yeah. That was a close finish last winter and really close finish last Friday night too.
yeah, so we've got volleyball is actually going to kick off the whole thing against Shallow Water. We've got the volleyball game Tuesday night here at home against the Phillies.
Yeah.
And then you've got all the games on Thursday night at the middle school and the JV and freshmen against Shallow Water. Then we're going to wrap it up on Friday. So it's Shallow Water all week.
Shallow Water all week. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. I'm about tired of seeing the Mustangs too. The Sweetwater
I know, yeah,
Mustangs,
this is-
Andrews Mustangs, Shallow Water Mustangs. We just need a different mascot.
It's
And we'll have
exhausting.
Denver City in a week.
There-
Denver
that's
City
right. That's right.
Yeah, so everyone come out on Tuesday, support the Rangerettes as they take on the Phillies from Shallow Water, and we get the whole Shallow Water week kicked off.
Coach, we've also got a pair of tailgates, I guess, Friday night before the game next to the elementary school across from the church. They're going to have a tailgate from 5 to 7. They're going to have brisket sandwiches, pulled pork sandwiches, chips, cookies, and drinks. So come out and grab some food before the game.
Save me
And
one.
And then I think next Sunday we've got a community-wide tailgate that's going to be something special.
That's going to be great. We're really, really excited about that. And the parade the last few years has been wonderful, really well attended. And so we're excited to go in a different direction this year, but it's going to be a fantastic event. So encourage everybody to come on out and enjoy some good food.
So just a little bit of specifics on that, Coach, because this will be the last time for us to talk about it. We're going to open up the
Parking lots
parking lot
there.
of the high school, right, for people to come in, tailgate, set up, whatever it is they want to do, cornhole, anything like that, barbecue pits, all that kind of stuff. What time are we going to open up for everyone to come in and start getting set up?
I don't want to give faulty information, so we'll get Coach Thomas to put it out
All right, so
on
we'll get that out
on the
there.
social media stuff. Yeah, I don't want to give you the wrong time and
Yep.
have you show up
Oh, that's okay.
4 hours
We're
early,
going to have a special
2 hours late.
We're going to have a special Ranger rundown.
That's right.
That night also.
Next Sunday.
So we're going to try to do a little bit of maybe game day special kind of atmosphere kind of deal, maybe a little bit longer with some more different fun stuff to do in
There
there,
we
and
go.
give you
I
guys
like it.
opportunity to make some signs and get a little wild and crazy when we get that done.
That's perfect. I like it. Let's do it.
No, this will be a good time for sure. Yeah, I think they're going to shut down the parking lot at 4 o'clock, and then we start our Ranger Rundown at 6. And maybe the food trucks and activities also start at 6. So this will be fun.
Perfect. Let's go.
And if that's wrong,
Let's
it's
do it.
Josh's fault.
Well, I got it from a great source.
Your sources are always pretty good, especially when they're me. Okay, guys, that's going to be the end of the Ranger Rundown for tonight. Thanks to Coach Thomas and Rooster's Backyard for making all this happen and putting everything together. Make sure that you subscribe to Greenwood Streaming Network on YouTube so that way you don't miss any of our live content, live streams, everything else that Coach Thomas and his group of kids are putting together.
And don't turn us off before the game ends.
Yeah, do not turn away from that dial. You got to stick with us because you never know what these boys are going to pull out on a Friday night.
And I've had to repeat the last 3 minutes of the game multiple times this weekend because everybody missed it. So shame on you. But appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next week on Greenwood Streaming Network.